My name is Hannah, and I'm here to tell you the story of why, to this day, I hate candles. This was about 4 years ago. I was in college, and I didn't go on one, but three awful dates with the same dude, who I'm going to refer to as Gary. Um, Gary and I had very little in common, but for some reason I thought that he warranted a third date. So it was my turn to drive, and I went to pick him up at his house. Now we were both in college, so living with your mom was totally normal. Meeting your date's mom on the third date, not normal. So I walk in, I shake her hand, and Gary is making me tea, despite the fact that it is a Thursday in August, so it's 95 degrees outside. And B, I have said multiple times over our first two horrible dates that I think tea is gross. So as the tea kettle is whistling, him and his mother get into a 30-minute heated discussion over how much money he should spend on the date with me. I am horrified, but for some reason I think it's a great idea to stay. Our original plan was that we were going to go up to Lancaster City, walk around Park City, and then go out to a restaurant up there for lunch. But the heated discussion about me, in front of me, ate up all of our travel time, and I had to nanny that afternoon. So I suggested that we go to the ghost town that was and still is the York Galleria Mall. We walk into the Galleria, we hit a couple of stores. There's very little conversation going on because I am just really angry at myself for being on this date. And eventually we have like 20 minutes left before we really have to go in order for me to get him home, and then get to my nannying gig. And I asked which store he would like to go into before we leave. And he says Yankee Candle. This is the hating candle part, in case you're paying attention. We walk into Yankee Candle, and he looks at me and he says, "You know, my sense of smell is my strongest sense by far." Okay, I nod my head. He picks up a candle that says Campfire. He takes a good whiff. And he says, "Yeah, so I smell this and I'm transported to the memory that it reminds me of. For instance, I am now remembering sitting around a campfire, surprise, with my Boy Scout troop." All right. He picks up a different candle that says apple pie, and he smells it, and he says, "This reminds me of baking apple pie with my grandmother." I'm not joking when I say he smells 20 candles and narrates his life in Yankee Candle for me. Eventually, we walk over, he makes his way through his life to the right side of the store where there is a floor-to-ceiling display of candles on a bookshelf. And he sits down on the floor in Yankee Candle and essentially does a line of candles instead of cocaine along the bottom shelf. He just smells like 10 in a row. And at this point, the sales lady has walked over to me and him on the floor, and she says, "You know, the candles at the bottom are the same as the candles in the middle and the candles at the top. So it's okay if you want to stand up and smell the candles at eye level." And he shakes his head, and he's like, No. I really have to focus. I really need to find the scent that speaks to me. So we've been in Yankee Candle for his whole life, for 30 minutes, and I'm already late to nannying, and I say, "Hey, Gary, we gotta go. I'm late." And so we walk out. He doesn't buy any candles. We leave. No candle spoke to him. We get back into my Bug, my green Volkswagen Bug that I cherish. We get back in my Bug, and I have the music blaring at that point because I am all done. And he reaches over, He turns the music down. We haven't talked in probably 10 minutes as I'm speeding down 30. And he says, you know, I really identify with vampires. Okay. So I ask why. And he says 3 reasons. 1, I really don't like the sun. 2, whenever I get a paper cut, I like to lick my finger because I like the taste of blood. And 3, not really a huge fan of garlic. I turn the music back up. I drop him off at his mom's house, and I never see him again.